If you were a fan of The Lord of the Rings, and who wasn't, then you probably can't contain your excitement waiting for the prequel to that fantasy film.
Peter Jackson's latest trilogy, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, returns to Middle-earth, and Richard Armitage plays Thorin Oakenshield, the leader of the dwarves who wants to reclaim his homeland for his people.
Good for him.
Take a look-see.
Who did you tell about your quest beyond your kin? No one. Who did you tell? No one, I swear. What in Dory's name is going on? You are being hunted.
I like you. Down the hatch. Is that not delicious? How is that?
No, I just brushed my teeth.
Another great combination. We're so happy you're here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So you are 6'2" at least. You seemed when you stood. Is that right?
Yes, I'm about 6'2 and a half.
And yet you're the leader of the dwarves.
The dwarves.
How did that all work out?
That must have been an interesting casting call.
The phone call was very, very confusing, and I thought, well, okay, so I walked around my living room with bent knees and hunched back in preparation, thinking, what's he going to do? But then, of course, you realise that Peter Jackson is a digital genius, and that he'll do all the work. And I just focused on the script and the scene that they gave me, and went and met him. And
so everything. Can you explain just a little bit how that's done? CGI. You work a lot in front of a green screen, right?
Yeah, and in order to make us smaller, they kind of make us look bigger, because if you shrink a person, they tend to look like a child. So he wanted us to look like thick-set warriors. So we have a muscle suit underneath and big boots.
You had a brush with The Hobbit when you were just a little boy, didn't you?
This is not your first time ago.
It isn't. I did an equally high-profile production of The Hobbit at the Alex Theatre in Birmingham. I was 13.
Not Alabama, England. You were 13.
Yeah, I was 13. I got paid £15 a week. Gollum was made out of paper. The dragon, they didn't have any money for a dragon, so he was a red light and a puff of smoke. And,
hey, that's why we love theatre.
Yeah, the theatre. And I was an elf, actually. I remember,
you were an elf?
Spinning around in circles, eating grapes, trying to tempt the dwarves into the forest.
Was that your first falling in love with the magic of acting? Was that your first role?
Do you know what? When I trace it back and I look at the way that I read that book, I feel like it really developed my imagination. And actually, the imagination is the thing that carries you through. And it's the reason I became an actor, because I had a vivid imagination and I wanted to realise that. So.
Full circle story, that is. That's amazing.
Now, let people know, if they've seen the trilogy, The Hobbit is the prequel to that. What do they need to know in case they haven't seen the other three?
Absolutely nothing.
No. Okay, good.
I mean, in a way, the trilogy, I always felt like the trilogy was like blood vessels that feed The Hobbit. So there's oxygen kind of flowing between the two ideas, and there are cast members from both films that kind of appear together. So for those people that don't know the trilogy, it's a new experience. For those that do, there are recognisable faces.
So were you in New Zealand for 18 months, as is Peter's habit? He shoots all three of the films all at the same
time. 278 filming days.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's enough for sort of 4 movies, really.
Wow.
Yeah, next time you get a dwarf script, I bet you're just going to say, I've been there, done that.
I know what that's all about, yeah. Thank you.
What do you have next? What's in the...
I've just wrapped on a movie called Black Sky, which we shot in Detroit, which is a disaster movie about a tornado, and it's all found footage, so it was a really interesting experience. It was Jim Cameron's protege, Stephen Quayle, that shot it.
What's your role in that?
I play a school teacher who loses his son in the storm and has to go in search of him.
Okay.
Well, it's a delight to meet you.
Yeah, you're so sweet.
We were a little afraid because we thought, very fine English actor type. We just thought, what's he going to have in common with us?
Nothing.
Wine.
Hello.
Yes. It's so nice to meet you. All the best.
Can I just say as well, we recently lost Eileen Moran, who was one of the executive producers at Weta. She lost a battle with ovarian cancer on Monday, so I'd like to send my personal condolences to her family from myself and the cast.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks, sweetie. Thanks for
I'm in love
coming
with
to see
him.
us.
He's a doll.
Me too.
All the best. The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey opens in theaters December 14th.